Yo, what's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we are going to be talking about Coinbase and their IPO happening. When this video is uploaded, it will be the day of their IPO. We'll see how it goes, but as of right now, I'm just going to talk about what I think this means for crypto and how the Coinbase IPO is going to have a massive effect on the entire crypto industry. So we've heard Coinbase IPOing, and they are coming in at a hefty valuation of $100 billion. They're going to be trading above $300 per share once they IPO. But what this really does for the crypto space, for Bitcoin, is going to legitimize the asset class and really going to show that there's money to be made here, and there's money involved, and there's a reason why this is a true asset, and it's not something that you can write off anymore. It's not something you can ignore. People are going to have to really look at this and say, Bitcoin and crypto is an asset class, and it has to be respected in that asset. But with Coinbase IPOing at that $100 billion value with over $300 per share, I do think there's a lot of growth to be had with Coinbase. There's a lot that they can do. They make a ton of money. They really, really do make a ton of money. But the interesting part is going to be once the Bitcoin hype dies down, which I hope isn't anytime soon, and I hope it never happens. But if the hype dies down, their revenues are going to start taking a hit. And maybe when you compare it with Bitcoin, the Bitcoin price can stay relatively stable compared to what Coinbase's profits and revenue would be if there's not a lot of trading going on, because they generate all their money off of their fee structure. If there's not a lot of trading going on, there's not going to be a lot of money in their revenue and profits, because obviously people aren't buying or selling as much as they were before. And people have expressed that as to why they think that Coinbase is an interesting stock to be investing in, because they're not predictable. You can't really look out and say, their profits can go up by this amount by, X amount of years, because there's just no way of knowing how much trading is going to be going on, how much people are going to be involved in this space. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon, and I think that they're going to be making a lot of money for a long time, but those are concerns that people have said. And some of these crazy numbers do come up, and is why people are a little skeptical of how consistent the revenue and profit can be for Coinbase. I mean, we can see, their entire last year, all of 2020, they made less money than their first quarter of 2021. So that hype and excitement and fees, and maybe it's helping institutions buy Bitcoin that made them a lot of money as well. But they made more money in the first quarter of 2021 than they did all of 2020. They made $1.3 billion in 2020 and $1.8 billion in the first quarter of 2021. So that whole thing is crazy to even think about, that they made more money in one quarter than all of the year. But it kind of brings legitimacy to the skeptics of Coinbase, of their revenue, saying, I mean, look, they made all this money in one quarter. That could be gone next quarter. There could be less trading, and then their revenues get slashed, and then what do you do? So that's what people are worried about, and I can see it, but I don't think that it's anything to really worry about long term or even short term. I think Coinbase is going to kill it with their money and their revenue, and they're going to continue to bring in tons of money. But on the flip side, apart from the IPO, obviously Bitcoin and crypto in general are being affected by this, because it's really legitimizing the crypto space. It's something that the space has been missing. And I mean, there's been lots of people, the institutional investors, the hedge funds, kind of saying, this isn't an asset, it's not a real asset, it's not an asset class, don't treat it like that, they don't respect it. But with Coinbase IPOing strictly off of a crypto business, then this legitimizes the space and shows that there is a ton of money involved and there's a strong community involved. So they're going to have to flip that switch and kind of come to a conclusion where this isn't a real asset, this is a real community, and crypto is something that is going to be involved in the future and something that you cannot ignore anymore. Now, with my strategy to Coinbase and their IPO, I don't think I'm going to be buying any shares off the IPO on the 14th. I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to see where it goes. I'm definitely very interested in it. I just cannot get through the fact of putting money into a stock instead of Bitcoin or Ethereum at this point. I just think there's so much upside and potential in crypto that you just can't ignore it, and you can't be, I'm not going to be putting money into the stock market and watching cryptos explode, knowing that that money could have went into the crypto market and generated much more of a gain than what it did with like a Coinbase IPO or any stock for that matter. We are still very, very early in this bull run, and there is no reason to even stop in buying Bitcoin or even think about it yet. So I do think that this like IPO is huge. It's good news for Bitcoin, it's good news for crypto, and it's going to have a positive impact overall on crypto. But I just can't draw myself to buy the shares. Maybe if they have a big dip, I might buy some. Who knows? But I don't think they're going to see a big dip. I think that even at $300 and $100 billion value, they're still going to have a good IPO date. And I think that Coinbase is going to show how strong this crypto business can be, as well as the benefits that come along with having things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, where you can put them on BlockFi and you can earn interest, kind of get like a passive income going, or at least have a lot of interest earned on your crypto there, and not have to, you know, look at 0.5% interest on a bank account, and you could look at 6% interest on Bitcoin on BlockFi. I think that's just huge, where you can kind of leverage your assets a little bit, to whereas you can't do that with a stock. You can't send Coinbase stock to BlockFi to earn interest. So it's just the little things like that that I'm really thinking about, and can't get myself to come around to buying shares of Coinbase at IPO. But who knows, if, like I said, if there's a big dip, maybe I take a position in Coinbase. I definitely gonna be watching it, and it's going to be huge. It's going to legitimize the space, and Bitcoin is already flown before this IPO, and I think during the IPO, Bitcoin is going to fly even higher, and crypto is going to go even higher. So can't wait to see what happens on that day. This video is going to be uploaded on the day of the IPO, so we're going to know how everything played out, but I'm excited to see what happens. And as always, guys, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. You're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in my next video.